Mike Hamilton, Lithia Toyota. In front of me I have a 2023 Toyota 4Runner TRD Off-Road Premium. And I'm going to go over, if you were coming up to me and asking me what is the best off-road 4Runner I could buy, why I would tell you to buy this one over a TRD Pro. Also, I'm going to go over what I'm hoping to happen in the next year or two when they redesign the 4Runner and things I would like to see changed in this vehicle. I'll be right back. So after the Tundra, with its run from 2007 and a half to 2022, was redesigned and is now for sale in both the gas and the hybrids, and the Sequoia upcoming later this year. Hopefully by the end of the year we'll start seeing our first ones hit the market, only come in as a hybrid. I believe from what I'm reading from like Car and Driver and Torque News that both the Tacoma and the 4Runner are the next two vehicles to get their remake, being this model is the oldest continuous model in the United States now for Toyota, since it's been running consecutively now since 2010. And it's a tough vehicle because it's still selling extremely well, and most of the customers that like the kind of minimalistic things about this vehicle, including myself. But again, time for a change and time to make things better and improve on certain aspects. One of the first things that we're going to see, and this has to do a lot more with the EPA, it's the engine redesigns. This V6 here is an older V6, is a 4.0. I like it. It's a little more torqueier at its lower end than the 3.5, but those engines are going to be going away. So knowing that what they're doing with the Highlander and what they have in a Lexus, there's a 2.4 liter turbo engine, and the one that's going in the Highlander makes about half the emissions of the 3.5, so I imagine it's similar to this here. Supposed to make more power, and then according to Car and Driver, there's going to be a hybrid vehicle for the Tacoma, so I would say this will be the same thing. Being that the Tundra and the Sequoia kind of share the same platform, I would say the Tacoma and the 4Runner share the similar platform too. So if one of the first things you'll want to see an improvement is this has one of the most antiquated Toyota safety senses due to like hydraulic steering. They can't do steer assist and other than lane departure alert. But I would say the new Toyota Safety Sense 3.0 that's coming out later this year will be in a new make of this. Better lighting. So Toyota did go to LED headlights of high beams, low beams, and fog lights on here, but we still have incandescent turn signals. And then going to the highest level Toyota Safety Sense, I don't know exactly what the 3.0 gives, but like the 2.5 Plus gives you adaptive cruise control, lane trace assistance, smart stop, picks up pedestrian, cyclists, large animals, rear backup, smart stop, basically auto dimming high beams, and a bunch of nice other features. And then the 3.0 will even do more than that when that comes out. Stick with me and I'll go over at the end why this is the better off-road vehicle. So this 4Runner here being a TRD Off-Road Premium versus a TRD Pro, really the only thing it's missing other than appearance stuff on the vehicles is the gas charged Fox shocks. Now, if you want to put buy this and then put Fox shocks on it, or King, or Icons, or any of the other brands out there, that would be easily done and probably still less expensive than buying a TRD Pro. So anyways, let's take a look at the inside of this here. And so this one does have blind spot monitors. That was a first after the beginning. I can't remember if it was 21 or 22 they did that. But anyways, they put blind spot monitors, I think for the first time ever was 22. You couldn't get blind spots before that, but you have your synthetic Softex leather in here. And that's exactly the same setup as you see in the TRD Pro. You have the physical gear shifter and has a TRD shifter on here. This is all pretty much exactly the same, except for stuff that says TRD Pro on it. You even have TRD embroidered into your headrest. One of the nicer things would be, like they've done with the Tundra, is you have like 8 or 10-way power with power lumbar for the passenger side. So this one's only like 4-way power, so front and back, and then the backrest. So 4-way power to go to 8 or 10-way power with power lumbar. Would be a nice feature. We'll talk about the infotainment and things that are already done. So let's take a look at that. And also, this is moonroof sunroof. Now, in the past, that was always standard on this vehicle. When they realized taller people are having a head height clearance, they've gone away from that and made it an optional thing on these vehicles. So you can get it either way. So if you're taller, I don't care for moonroof sunroofs. I never use them, so don't care to have them. Back seat, you got a good amount of space in here. You got armrests with cup holders in here. We have USBs down there, air vents, but no air controls. It's not that big of an SUV. TRDs never come with a third row, so that's you know, there's a couple models that do. Your limiteds and your SR5s could, in regular and premium, could get the third row. Coming to the back seat, you can see the kind of leg room you have here. It's decent leg room here. I'm 6'2", and even with that, there's still 3 or 4 inches of leg room. The one thing it is, like my head's, there's like a little cove here, and I got about 2 inches. So if you're a bit taller than me, you may have some issues here, or you're like torso tall, your head clearance might be an issue here. So that's one of the things to consider if you have taller individuals in the back, but typically right in the back is kids. So let's go ahead and move on into the to the back here. So we have our tail lights, which I'm not really be able to show too well as it is too bright out here for that. It does come with one backup camera on this. Now, highest levels could get multiple cameras, like terrain management cameras and stuff like that is available, and have 4 cameras on them. So I was saying, like the Tundra, you get up to 6 cameras now. So I would imagine more cameras and more visibility will be something they're going to do. As far as the TRD class, I doubt they'll make this a 3-row. 3 rows on 4Runners, are just that back seat is so tiny, and the way they tuck up the spare tire underneath there, it makes the floorboard higher on the 3rd row, and you're pretty much putting your knees in your face if you're tall. So any kid, it's for like little kids basically. But you get 400 watt power. So one of the nice things would be, they probably won't change that on this vehicle, but I've seen like some of the hybrids now getting 1500 watt power. That would be a nice feature, especially for people that want to go off-roading and camp and these things, to have an inverter that is much more powerful. But anyways, they'll probably stick with that. This one here, it comes with both the carpeted, because it has the embroidered TRD floor mats on here, and it comes with the all-weather floor mats on here and the all-weather cargo tray, first aid kit, cargo net, a couple little extra options. Let's go ahead and move over to the front here. Again, this one comes with a factory tow up to 5,000 pounds, and reading from like the new Highlanders that are available, it will be 5,000 pounds with that 2.4 liter turboed engine. Again, speculating, Car and Driver believes there's going to be a hybrid version of this in a Tacoma. So I would say if that's going to be this engine for the Tacoma, and it'll be a hybrid system, so I imagine these two will share the same platform with the same transmission and same engines with both gas and hybrid versions of the vehicle. And again, the price point is going to be less for the non-hybrid version of the vehicle. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the inside. Same things we see on this side here. Power windows, power mirrors, power locks. We have our 400 watt power inverter, heated windshield wipers, auto dimming high beams, mirror adjustments are on there. Now we get like 8-way power with power lumbar on this one here. And let's go ahead and move into the inside here. And let's talk about stuff that I think will change and be different here. So come into the gauge cluster, I'd imagine when we get into some of the premium levels, like this is one of the higher premium levels of the vehicle, This whole gauge cluster will become a digital display completely. The lower levels will probably still stick with some analoging, with some digital displays. And then when you're talking about the infotainment, I don't think that the what Car and Driver's saying with the Tacoma, that we'll have a 14-inch in a Tacoma or this one either. Just, I think it would be oversized for the vehicle and just kind of be out of place, being a little bit too big. So I would imagine what they'll be having is an 8-inch and a 10-inch, or an 8 and a 12-inch or something of that nature. And then support Toyota's new wireless connective updatable services, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I imagine they'll still kind of stay utilitarian with your stuff here, with like the knobs will be big. That's been a thing with Toyota for years. This one comes with heated steering wheel here, and then you got the physical gear shifter. Now I imagine that may go away with the next generation. We probably will not have a physical gear shifter anymore. This is the last of the Mohicans, the only vehicle that Toyota has in their lineup here that has that. A lot of people like it, but I think it's going to go away. And then this is what makes this vehicle special, is the crawl controls, so terrain management. A-Track is a neat way for it to get through slick surfaces like mud. It breaks wheels at different times. This and the TRD Pro are the ones with the diff lockers in it. Twin lockers would be cool, but I doubt Toyota would do that. Like you get with the Broncos and the Jeeps, you could get front and rear lockers. I think they'll still only stick with a rear locker. Garage door memory sets. Every vehicle in Toyota has the SOS buttons, basically OnStar for Toyota. I think this will change. You'll have a digital review mirror, which turns into a video screen, give you more visibility. It'll be a nice thing. So I'm going to go over now why this vehicle is the best off-road vehicle in my opinion. I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back. Let's go over the window sticker, or what's known as a Monroney sticker. So again, this is a 23 4Runner 4x4 TRD off-road premium, giving you the stuff like the synthetic Softex leather, dual power seats. It's on the, again, the 4.0 engine, so I would imagine you're going to see that turbo 4-cylinder and a hybrid version. 5-speed transmission. Again, this is where I think to get back to industry standards will be a 10-speed automatic on this one here. And then you have a bunch of accessories with a MSRP after destination of $49,034. Fuel mileage is one of the big reasons why that engine's got to go, as far as getting better fuel economy, better fuel emissions. But this is what makes this vehicle the better off-road vehicle. Now, Toyota is going to, as far as these tires, these are not aggressive. These are just more like a little bit of traction. But Toyota's not going to put an aggressive tire on it from the factory. They follow some kind of thing called the good neighbor policy or law, where you can't have so much decibels for tires, but that's something you could change on your own. But the one thing here is this here. It's called Kinetic Dynamic Suspension System, known as KDSS. KDSS allows this vehicle to articulate a lot more, and I'm going to show you in this this GIF here. I'm going to play it over a couple times. But this gives this vehicle a lot more articulation, keeping the wheels on the ground, giving you more capabilities of keeping the traction and keeping you moving forward. So as far as my understanding, you're not getting that in the Pro. So this would be, in my opinion, the better version of the off-road vehicle because of the KDSS suspension you see in these in this GIF I'm running over here. And seeing this is not a 4Runner, but this is the same system in a 200 Land Cruiser. It's been around with Toyota in their lineup for a while. But this one gives this vehicle a lot better articulation, allowing you to keep more wheels on the ground at any given time when you're really off-roading. And that's the reason why I would pick this one here. And then if I wanted gas shocks, then I could just add it to the vehicle and add a more aggressive tire to the vehicle, and then even maybe a little bit of a suspension lift or something like that. Again, I'm Mike Hamilton. So looking into the future, you know, taking some design cues from what the Tundra has and what the new Sequoia has will be probably some of the design cues you'll see on this vehicle and its brother, the Tacoma. And then, you know, with the industry standards like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, that's wireless, the updatable, air updatable infotainment, which is already out. Again, 10-speed transmissions, better fuel economy, more power, are things that are 100% likely to happen. And again, why I feel this vehicle is your better option for an off-road vehicle is because of the kinetic dynamic suspension system known as KDSS. Allows this vehicle to articulate, and then having the A-track on here, which is a nice feature, and the diff lockers gives this vehicle the best capabilities, in my opinion, for off-roading in the 4Runner class. Well, thank you again for watching. I'll see you next time.